Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. We'll be talking about commercial real estate in Central and Eastern Europe. So good Wednesday morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. We're here in Budapest, just finished up the HOTCO conference, the Central Eastern European Hotel Conference. Great event, over 300 people attended, well organized. A lot of information, a lot to do with the development, what's happening on the development side, what's happening on the finance side. I would say there's a lot more bankers that are open to financing. I was thinking eager, but I don't know, want to say eager, open to financing some new developments. Most of the hotels are doing extremely well, even the inner city ones. With tourism seems to be back even better, bigger and better than ever throughout the region. Business travel, as you can imagine, is still holding back a bit, maybe for, it just can't all come back at once, but coming back, but the resorts and the tourists are back in town. You can see here in Budapest that there is a lot of Americans here, a lot of American tourists, and some doing business, but mainly it's more on the tourism side. So when you talk to the big officials, they say, no, it's not really back 100%, but gosh, it really seems like it when you look around. Anyway, a lot going on here. We have a lot of meetings this week with the most active developers, property managers, and investors, bankers in Budapest. We're talking with them about what's going on and also about our International Europa Property CRE Awards, which is taking place October 20th in Budapest at the InterContinental Hotel here. And we'll have over 240 people attending, with over 40 people flying in for the event. So it really is truly an international real estate event here for Budapest, which is, I would say, needed and going to be well attended. So we'll got a lot going on. Another couple of days of meetings here. If you're in Budapest, let me know. We'd definitely like to meet up with you if you've got some time. Also, we'll do a little 20-second video of either our CRE Awards, which is this October 20th in Budapest, or the CEE Investment Awards, which is the next week, October 27th, in Warsaw, also at the InterContinental. And, they're both a couple weeks after EXPO Real, so October really is the month for investment. Anyway, we'll take a little break and then we'll come right back with Winston Norman in the news. I was talking to Winston earlier and he's got a lot of exciting things going on. So stay tuned for him and we will see you tomorrow. Take care and stay safe. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Craig Smith, publisher of EuropaProperty.com. Welcome to the 4th annual Europa Property CRE Awards, the only international real estate awards event based in Budapest, Hungary, and covering the surrounding region. After a year of online events, now we are finally able to meet face-to-face with international, regional, and local commercial real estate professionals. With over 10 countries covered, including Hungary, Czech Republic, Slovenia, Slovakia, Serbia, Croatia, Montenegro, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Albania, and Ukraine, this will be an event not to be missed. Check out our website, creawards.net or EuropaProperty.com.
Good Wednesday morning and welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. And here are the highlights from the EuropaProperty.com website for today. And today we'll start with CTP, who have reported solid like-for-like rental growth in Q1, reflecting strong occupational demand. Key highlights include CTP's highly profitable development program, which has continued in line with expectations in Q1 and remains well positioned to capitalise on the strong occupational demand and low vacancy rates within the group's core markets. Other highlights include net rental income, which rose around 37% to 107 million euros in the first 3 months of 2022. And for projects under construction during that period, CTP's market yield on cost was a solid 10.2%. The group's own investment property portfolio grew to around 9.3 million square meters of GLA following the integration of Deutsche Industrie REIT into CTP's financial and operation metrics for February 2022. And according to Remon Vos, CEO of CTP, he goes on to say, "We entered 2022 focused on capitalising on the significant expansion momentum the group achieved last year, but are now closely monitoring for any impact arising from the accelerating macroeconomic headwinds and the war in Ukraine. To date, CTP has not experienced any material effects following Russia's invasion. However, the conflict has compounded construction supply chain disruptions that arose during the pandemic and ignited inflation to the highest level in decades." Moving on, and Warsaw has over 40% of its total office stock certified green, making its office market one of the most environmentally sustainable in the world, according to Savills World Research. And according to Katarzyna Kuszek, head of ESG and sustainability at Savills in Poland, we should remember that by 2030, all new commercial buildings will have to reach net zero, followed by all buildings in 2050. The biggest challenge is that over 85% of existing buildings will still be with us in 2050, when Europe aims to be climate neutral. As highlighted in the recent report from the UN's Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, some of the most established office locations face the biggest challenge, given they need to retrofit existing stock. Meanwhile, in less mature markets, there's an opportunity to aid new environmentally compliant buildings from the outset. And Chris Cummings, Savills Earth Director at Savills, concludes, "The future upgrade of office stock will be driven both by occupiers and investors. There is strong competition in the investment market for office buildings with high green credentials, and pricing for these assets is keen." Staying in Warsaw and moving to the residential market, and BPI Real Estate Poland has received a building permit for a new residential building in the centre of Warsaw, located near the Warsaw Tower. This will be a two-block building with 243 apartments on an area of around 11,335 square metres. And according to Berenger Dumont, he's the General Director of BPI Real Estate Poland, he says, "After the success of our previous investments in Warsaw, the time has come for other locations. This new development is scheduled to be online by the second half of 2024. Moving to Budapest in Hungary, Inima Finance has finalised the complete modernisation of its My Hive Haller Gardens. The building has been renewed and maximised for flexible working conditions. As part of the modernisation, the facade was renovated and the whole building has been given a modern and sustainable interior." And according to Otto Voros, he's the country manager at Inima Finance in Hungary, "My Hive Haller Gardens does not only offer the highest quality standards, but also a completely new atmosphere with new features and the introduction of flexible solutions to serve tenants to the maximum." And finally for today, Christie & Co have announced that they've finalised a forward deal in Vienna 22 successfully. The project developers are the Signa Group and ARE Development, and the buyer is Radisson Immobilien. And the Vienna 22 urban quarter, which is currently under construction as a joint venture, will have, in addition to office buildings, 220 serviced apartments, residential tower with 600 units, and a 200-room Bacina hotel. And according to Simon Kronberger, he's the director at Christie & Co for Austria and Central and Eastern Europe, he says, "The last few months show that interest in the hotel real estate market is currently increasing strongly again, and that solid concepts and operators are attractive in the long term." And those are the news highlights from today. For more news, please join us again tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Click here to subscribe to the Coffee with Craig show, and don't forget to share it with your friends.